You cannot turn fine strands into coarse strands, but you can make fine natural hair look and behave thicker by fixing the right thickness problem. In a second, I'll help you figure out which one you have, and then we'll fix it from two angles. What's happening at the scalp that can still density, and what's happening in your routine that can still bulk through breakage. I'll also explain why most thick natural hair routines do not work for fine hair and what to do instead so you stop sabotaging your bulk. And near the end of the video, I'll show you the quick check I use before buying anything so you can tell in 10 seconds whether something earns its place in your routine or if it is just hype and hope in a nice bottle. Okay, so what kind of thickness problem are we dealing with? Because thick hair is three different things. 1, diameter, which is the size of each strand. 2, density, which is how many strands are actively growing. And number 3, bulk. Bulk is how your hair stacks and how it holds shape. If you're seeing more scalp, that's a density issue. More broken hairs and see-through ends, that's a retention issue. And retention means your hair is growing, but it's not breaking off. But if your hair is looking flatter or thinner without any obvious shedding, that's a bulk issue. Now that you know which lane you're in, what thickness problem we're trying to solve, let's fix it starting with density, because fine hair cannot afford density loss or breakage. Treat your follicle like a factory. Genetics sets the blueprints, yes, but the SOP, the operating protocols, those things matter. Inflammation and hormones and nutrients and physical trauma to our scalps. If your scalp is persistently itchy or flaky, sore, bumpy or tender where you have your style sitting in the back or anywhere, don't normalize these things. Chronic inflammation disrupts the growth environment and can severely reduce the quality of hair that you grow over time. A happy, calm scalp supports your best possible density. Next is traction. Traction is thickness thief, honestly. Tight braids and heavy styles and edges pulled and anything that hurts your hair is really not protecting your hair. It is follicle stress. If you want thickness, treat your hairline and crown delicately. Lower tension, lower weight, shorten wear time of protective styles, and rotate your bun placements if you wear buns a lot. Schedule rest periods if you're wearing protective styles a lot. If you have increased shedding, all of a sudden you're losing a lot of hairs with the white bulbs on them, sudden widening of your parts, diffuse thinning or crown thinning, those patterns deserve medical conversation. You need to be talking to your doctor about these things. Your iron status, your vitamin D levels, your B12, zinc, thyroid functions, major stress events, if someone in the family has just passed away, postpartum, and androgen-driven patterns can all reduce density. Fixing a deficiency will not turn your fine hair into coarse hair, but it can help you maintain the fullest version your genetics allow. That is what we want. Now to the outside work. Fine hair looks thin when it cannot accumulate on top of each other, but fine hair looks thick when it stays on your hair long enough to stack. That stacking is retention, and that's what we want. Retention is not forcing growth. Retention is reducing breakage so that growth has time to show up as bulk. The fastest way to cut damage and breakage to your hair is lowering mechanical stress at the highest risk moments when we wash, when we detangle, style, and dry our hair. We need to engineer our routine around low force, and stop yanking, because that yanking of your hair is subtracting thickness in real time. It's just happening right before your eyes. Natural hair does best when it is clean enough to be flexible and conditioned enough to slide between each other and not constantly swollen from being constantly wet and constantly coated. This is why washing your hair properly matters. Fine hair cannot afford chronic buildup because buildup increases tangling and reduces flexibility. Next thing worth mentioning is to use temporary bulk tools the right way. You cannot permanently change the diameter of your hair, but you can improve bulk behavior with light, flexible film forming products that support shape without heaviness, mousses and light gels and light leave-ins. If you do not have a lot of hair, you don't need a lot of products. You don't. Even if you have natural hair. Fine hair collapses under oils and butters, and then they look sparse, and people misread that as my hair is thin, when in fact it is my hair is way down with a lot of buildup. Hydrolyzed proteins can temporarily reinforce worn areas and improve mechanical resilience as well. If your hair feels overly soft or mushy or snaps despite being gentle with it, add a protein treatment. that can add to the backbone of your hair. Use it occasionally. Then there's geometry. Fine natural hair looks thinner because the ends are see-through or uneven from breakage, or overall shape looks sparse. But before you go chasing a hair growth product, fix the silhouette, the look of your hair, you might need a trim that can help you perceive your hair as fuller, or a haircut to give you a solid perimeter so your hair can look fuller immediately without any new growth. Also, style for footprint. You want to do your twist outs or braid outs on blow dried hair so that it gives you more volume and you don't have to separate and pick and fluff your hair into oblivion. And make those sets fluffy, those twist outs and braid outs, make them fluffy on blow dried hair. Gently lifting the roots as well with your blow dryer can give your wash and go height and volume without having to pull your hair so tight. And then cotton is abrasive and absorbent. You don't want that. We want satin or silk to reduce friction and help preserve the cuticle surface so that your strands are sliding against each other instead of snagging each other. You need to know which thickness problem you actually have, because thick hair is 3 different things pretending to be one thing. First one is strand thickness. The diameter is mostly set by genetics plus age and hormones and medications. You get my drift. Second is density, the number of hairs per square inch or centimeter in growth on the head. Density can change suddenly as well. Stress and illness and postpartum and traction and inflammation and scalp conditions and hormones and some meds can push your head out of growth. If your part is widening or you see more scalp than usual, that is usually a density problem, not a diameter problem. Third is bulk. We're talking volume. 2 people can have identical diameter and density and still look completely different because one is styling for left and volume and the other is styling for definition and hang time and weight. If you have more scalp showing than before, think density. If you have lots of short broken hairs, see-through hair, think retention. But if your hair looks thinner than usual, then bulk and product buildup could be the culprits. Watch this video here for more seemingly normal habits that are actually destroying your fine natural hair. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.